FA-122 out of Marine Corps Air Station, Beaufort, South Carolina. Next on the takeoff roll, the Amazing Harrier, piloted by Captain Michael Buckley of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, from Squadron VM-AT-203 in Cherry Point, North Carolina. By the way, we'd like to acknowledge today that there is a Harrier on ground display. The ground display airplane is being monitored throughout today by Captain Tony Sooner Barton of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Lance Corporal Bishop also standing by, answering the many thousands of maybe a complete vertical take. Now the overhead brake will have the FA-18 setting up for a landing. The Harrier will start into its full routine.
The Harrier can turn tighter.
One of the great features of the Harrier is the fact that a Harrier with fuel, standing alone, all that airplane needs to be functional is a pilot. It does not need any ground support equipment, a start cart, or an external power unit to be combat ready. It only needs a pilot. The pilot, as you can see, will not need a tremendous amount of runway because of the vertical capability, both landing and taking off of the Harrier. And from a point close to the battle zone, it can be on the ground in a very short period of time. FA-122, Marine Corps Air Station, Beaufort, South Carolina, for the FA-18 performance. We'd once again like to thank 9X Mobile Phones for hosting the aircraft that's taxiing from our left to our right, the FA-18 in the air today. I'd like to remind you that Key Bank is hosting the Harrier, whose full routine will be commencing as soon as the F-18 passes by. Now, as soon as the Harrier starts to move, watch the second hand on your wristwatch. You'll be at airspeed 0. Don't start now, wait till he takes the center portion of the runway. But as soon as you see forward movement from the center portion of the runway, watch the sweep second hand on your wristwatch as the airplane will be coming back in from airspeed 0, just about 60 seconds time. We'll be coming in at 200 feet at 600 miles per hour. I'd like to remind you, too, that we are just minutes away from the United States Air Force Thunderbirds, hosted this weekend by the Newburgh Auto Park. Okay, action out on the runway. Once again, watch for the Harrier, watch for the first movement, and watch the second hand on your wristwatch as soon as you see forward movement. Now. Virtually leaped off the ground, was only about 40 or 50 miles per hour. much. I see about 500 miles per hour, coming to 55 seconds. It looks like 550, 560, 570, 80, 590, 600 miles per hour at just about 1 minute's time. Now, the demonstration that you're witnessing here today is not an air show demonstration, but one of a daily exercise that all Marine Corps Harrier pilots practice each flight day to maintain their proficiency of rolling vertical takeoff to a 200-foot high-speed pass. Now, as the Harrier comes back in, it starts the deacceleration. After this next pass, the air around Newburgh is going to get rather loud. Now, Captain Michael Buckley will start to bring the power back down, start the deacceleration process. He'll be coming back in, which you'll see as he proceeds over the top of the runway, will be a deliberate overshoot of a target area on the runway. After that deliberate overshoot, he will reverse or back the airplane completely up to regain that target position. From that point, the nose of the Harrier will face the crowd, and he will start into what we call translating, or with the nose pointed straight at us, starting to move from side to side, from the left portion of the runway to the right portion of the runway. He'll then set up what we call a pedal turn, and the Harrier will swivel around as if it were on a pedestal pointing to all degrees on the compass. Okay, you might come. lastly, our special thanks to the Marine Corps, and our special thanks to the pilot of the ground-based Harrier, Captain Tony Sooner Barton and Lance Corporal Bishop, to the landing.
I'm gonna get